Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the creepiest games out there, Granny. But this isn't just any ordinary gameplay breakdown. We're talking about the hidden facts and twisted secrets behind Granny that you probably didn't know. From a dark family curse to mysterious supernatural forces at play, we're about to uncover the disturbing truths that make this game one of the scariest horror experiences out there. So, if you're ready to get into the dark, twisted world of Granny, stick around. Before we get into the 10 facts, let's talk about where the game came from and who the creator is. Granny was created by an Indian game developer known as Developer. The man behind this creepy game is Dennis Vukanovic, a self-taught developer from Sweden. He started working on small projects, but it wasn't until 2017 that he hit the jackpot with Granny. Originally, Developer was known for his work on the Slendrina series, but Granny really made him a household name in the world of mobile horror games. What's interesting is that Developer works solo on most of his projects. He handles everything from the programming to the sound design. And fun fact, even the voice of Granny is provided by his wife. Now, with that background in mind, let's get into the top 10 hidden facts you didn't know about Granny. Granny was inspired by Slender Man and classic horror tropes. Most people don't realize this, but Granny isn't just a random horror character thrown into a haunted house setting. She was heavily inspired by one of the internet's most infamous urban legends, Slender Man. The developer of the game, Developer, has never officially confirmed this, but fans have pointed out major similarities that can't be ignored. Slender Man is known for being a tall, pale, faceless figure who lurks in forests, stalking people from a distance and vanishing in the blink of an eye. While Granny may not look the same, her behavior is eerily similar. She doesn't talk. She doesn't run in the normal sense. She stalks. She appears silently, usually from off-screen, and before you know it, she's behind you with a bloodied bat. That quiet but overwhelming presence. Straight out of the Slender Man playbook. Also, both characters share the idea of relentless pursuit. There's no safe place. You can hide, but not forever. If you make a mistake, she's already there. This creates that same pressure Slender Man gave players in games like Slender, The 8 Pages. It's psychological horror. You start to fear turning corners, you second-guess every sound, and your mind plays tricks on you. Even the game's environment reflects that. Granny is set in a closed, eerie house with hidden secrets, dark hallways, and lore scattered in small pieces. Just like how Slender Man's stories were told in fragments across forums, photos, and games. You're never given the full truth, just clues. You have to put the story together yourself. Some players even believe Granny is a symbol of forgotten urban legends, like what happens when stories like Slender Man fade from popularity. They become distorted, twisted, and reborn into something worse. Granny, in that sense, could be seen as the evolution of fear. She's the old woman in the forest, the witch in the woods, and the unknown shadow in the hallway, all rolled into one terrifying figure. And just like Slender Man, Granny sparked her own community of theories, mods, and myths. People have found hidden rooms in the game files, speculated about her connection to the Slendrina universe, also made by Developer, and even tried to decode strange messages found in the walls. This lore runs deep, and it all starts with a simple idea: a creature that always watches, always waits, and never stops hunting you. Granny isn't evil. She's cursed by a dark family legacy. At first glance, Granny seems like a straight-up villain. She's brutal, relentless, and doesn't hesitate to attack you with a bloody bat. But if you dig deeper into the Granny and Slendrina universe, a chilling theory starts to emerge. Granny wasn't always like this. She was cursed. This theory connects directly to the Slendrina games, which were made by the same developer, Developer. In those games, you learn about a family shrouded in darkness. Slendrina, her mother, her father, and her grandmother, Granny. The games reveal pieces of a much bigger story. A story about a family haunted by evil forces, demonic rituals, and supernatural revenge. And the scariest part? None of them started out as monsters. Granny, according to fan theories and hidden clues in the games, was once a normal woman. But everything changed when a dark curse was placed on her bloodline. Some say it was from a spell gone wrong. Others believe it was a punishment from an ancient entity her family tried to control. Whatever the truth is, the result was devastating. The curse warped every generation, turning them into something unnatural, something evil. Granny may not be acting on her own will. The way she moves, the way she groans, the way she stares blankly, it feels like she's possessed. It's as if something inside her is controlling her actions while her real self is trapped deep down, screaming silently. Think about it. Why does she set up bear traps all over her house? Why is her house filled with hidden doors, chained up areas, bloodstains, and eerie whispers? This isn't the behavior of a rational person. It's the result of a mind twisted by dark forces. There are clues that support this. In Granny, Chapter 2, you meet Grandpa. He's not as aggressive, not as sharp. Some players think that's because the curse affects them differently. Maybe Granny got the worst of it. Maybe she was the one who performed the ritual that started it all. Or maybe she was trying to protect her family, and it backfired. That would explain the rage, the violence. What if she's trapped in a cycle of endless pain and madness? Even her connection to Slendrina is terrifying. Slendrina is her granddaughter, and she's clearly fully possessed by darkness. Some believe Granny tried to stop it from spreading to Slendrina, but it was already too late. That would mean Granny isn't the villain, she's a victim. A mother and grandmother who lost everyone she loved to a curse, and now lives alone in a house full of death and silence, losing her mind more and more each day. So the next time you hide under a bed while she hunts you with a bat, ask yourself, is she evil? Or is she just another soul destroyed by a curse she never deserved? You're not Granny's first victim, uncovering the fate of the one who came before. When you awaken in Granny's decrepit house, disoriented and trapped, it might seem like you're the first to endure her twisted game. But subtle clues suggest otherwise. A haunting note found in the dirt room reveals the existence of a prior captive. The note says, "This is my 5th day in this house. She chases me wherever I go. I'm quite injured and my body hurts. The only thing I remember before I woke up in this house is that I was driving when my car suddenly broke down. I went out to see what the problem was when someone suddenly hit me in the head. I have managed to open a pair of locks on the front door, but that's all. Why does she do this? I hope no one will experience the same thing as I do. If I do not survive this, and if someone finds this message, I have noticed that she sometimes hides things inside fruits." This note, scrawled in desperation, indicates that someone else was ensnared by Granny before you. He managed to unlock parts of the house, leaving behind tools and clues that aid your own escape. The bloodstains, the car in the garage, and the scattered items all hint at his struggle. Some theories even suggest that the blood on Granny's bat belongs to him. His efforts, though ultimately unsuccessful, paved the way for your attempt to break free. This previous victim's presence lingers, a silent guide and a grim reminder of what fate awaits should you fail. There's also signs of the guy that was before us, for example, the blood on Granny's floor and the big piece of meat in her basement. Granny and Hello Neighbor share similar game design styles. Even though Granny and Hello Neighbor are two different games with different stories, they share a lot of the same design ideas that make them feel similar. Both games are about being trapped inside a house with a creepy enemy who's always hunting you. In Hello Neighbor, you're sneaking around the neighbor's house to uncover secrets, while in Granny, you're trying to escape the house without making noise. But here's the thing, both enemies patrol the house, react to sound, and set up obstacles to stop you. The houses in both games are like giant puzzles. You need to solve clues, unlock doors, and use tools to progress. They don't hold your hand. They let you figure it out on your own while under constant pressure. Also, both Granny and the Neighbor seem simple at first, but they get smarter the more you play, making each run feel different. A lot of fans believe Granny was inspired by Hello Neighbor's stealth horror style, especially how both characters create tension by chasing you, hearing your movements, and blocking your escape. They both turn a simple house into a nightmare, and that shared feeling of being hunted while solving puzzles is what ties them together. The Dead Man Who Comes Back to Life. In Slendrina, the forest players encounter a coffin deep within the woods. Upon collecting 7 keys scattered throughout the forest, this coffin can be unlocked. Inside lies Slendrina's husband, Nosferatu, appearing lifeless. However, as the player exits the house, a cutscene triggers where the camera zooms in on Nosferatu's face, and suddenly, he opens his eyes wide, signaling his return to life. Nosferatu, also known as Slendrina's husband, is a vampiric entity introduced in this installment. He possesses supernatural abilities such as resurrection, teleportation, and immense strength. His sudden awakening adds a layer of horror, emphasizing the game's theme of unexpected dangers lurking in the shadows. According to fan theories, Slendrina and Nosferatu's relationship began when she was around 20 to 22 years old. Their engagement was met with joy by most of the family, except for Slendrina's mother, who disapproved of the union. Tragically, during a family dinner, Slendrina's mother, overwhelmed and possessed by a spirit, poisoned the food, leading to the family's demise and subsequent transformation into demons. All Granny's family members were normal humans, but when the curse was thrown at them, the family became evil. The reason Nosferatu became evil is that he loved bats. One day, he was trying something on a bat, but the bat bit him, and people thought he was dead. Until the player gets the 7 keys and unlocks his coffin, Nosferatu will open his eye for the first time in years, and beside him you will find a picture of him in Slendrina. The 7 keys and the final trap. In Slendrina, the forest, the main goal is to find 7 hidden keys scattered deep within the eerie woods. Each key brings you one step closer to unlocking the mysterious coffin inside the forest house. The keys are guarded by jump scares, creepy enemies, and disturbing environments. But once you unlock the coffin, you don't win. Instead, it triggers Nosferatu's resurrection, turning the hunter into the hunted. It's not just about unlocking the coffin, it's about surviving what comes after. Slendrina's mother still haunts the forest. Even though Slendrina is the main threat, her mother also roams the forest, and she's terrifying in her own right. This is the last game where she appears in her normal form before she becomes more monstrous in later games. She floats through the trees, often silently, and can appear suddenly to kill the player. You have to constantly look around, because if you stare at her too long or get too close, it's instant death. She adds extra danger while you're already trying to deal with Slendrina and find the keys. Slendrina doesn't always kill you. Unlike most horror games, Slendrina, the forest plays mind games. Sometimes, when you see Slendrina, she won't kill you right away. Instead, she might appear in the distance, disappear, or flash in your face, just to scare you. This unpredictability makes the game scarier because you never know when it's a real attack or just a psychological trick. It's not about how often she shows up, it's about how she messes with your mind. In Slendrina, the forest, Slendrina doesn't always strike. Instead, she'll randomly appear in front of you, vanish in a blink, or watch from behind trees, doing nothing. This makes players panic because they never know when the real attack is coming. She's designed to build tension and paranoia. The fear comes from not knowing what's real. Sometimes the scariest moments are when nothing happens at all. Slendrina's family tree is more twisted than you think. Most players think Slendrina, the forest, is just a scary game about running and hiding. But behind the horror is a disturbing family story. Slendrina isn't just a ghost. She's the daughter of a cursed woman and a demon-like entity. Her mother, also a powerful spirit, once tried to stop Slendrina's dark path, but after losing control, she became evil herself. Then comes Nosferatu, Slendrina's husband, an ancient vampire-like figure, trapped in a coffin by the family after things went wrong. According to fan theories, Slendrina and Nosferatu had a child, and that child later appears in Slendrina X. But here's the disturbing part. Slendrina's mother poisoned the family during dinner, supposedly under the influence of a demonic force. That event turned the whole family into supernatural beings. In Slendrina, the forest, you're basically walking through a haunted forest built on that family's curse, where each member still lingers, angry, vengeful, and ready to kill anyone who gets too close. Nosferatu's resurrection, a curse that never ends. In Slendrina, the Forest, Nosferatu's revival isn't just a plot twist. It's the culmination of a tragic and cursed lineage. After being poisoned by Slendrina's mother in 1892, Nosferatu was resurrected as a vampire. This act of vengeance set off a chain reaction, leading to the family's transformation into various supernatural entities. Slendrina, transformed into a ghostly figure, she haunts the forest, driven by a mix of sorrow and rage. Slendrina's mother, her guilt and madness led her to become a zombie, wandering the forest in torment. Slendrina's child, resurrected as a mutated, spider-like entity, it serves as a reminder of the family's dark past. Nosferatu's coffin, once opened, signifies more than just his return. It symbolizes the family's eternal curse. Each member, bound by their tragic fate, continues to haunt the forest, ensuring that the cycle of horror remains unbroken. Their story serves as a grim reminder of the consequences of betrayal and the inescapable nature of their doom. That's all the 10 facts about Granny. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. See you next video. Peace.